Everyone, and welcome to Chat with Nene Alice. If this is your first time tuning in to Chat with Nene Alice, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to send in your comment. And viewers, we have a guest with us today who have graced our stage once. Sometime back, I think like 3 months ago, she was with us as a guest, and we spoke about women and politics in Sierra Leone. And we didn't finish most of the things we wanted to talk about, and so we thought that we should have a part B of that video. And so today we have with us Honorable Dr. Mrs. Bernardete Lahai, who is one of the most influential women in Sierra Leone, and she's also a seasoned female politician. She's going to share with us her experiences and maybe just add a little bit more on some of the things we talked about when we were talking about female political participation. And Dr. Bernardete Lahai will introduce herself, and then we'll bring the conversation down to our local language so that everyone can understand what we're talking about. So over to you, Dr. Bernardete Lahai. Can you just give a brief background about yourself to viewers?
Fambudem. Una morning, una afternoon, una good evening, depending on who side you dey and which time you dey listen to this video. Me na Honorable Dr. Bernardete Lahai. Me na been a member of parliament for 15 years. I rise to the position of minority leader in the Sierra Leone House of Parliament. I also been represent Sierra Leone na the African, Caribbean, Pacific and the European Union Joint Parliamentary Assembly, and after that I move on to the Pan-African Parliament, whose I attain one of the highest positions where women don't ever attain. I became the first West African woman vice president of the Pan-African Parliament. The Pan-African Parliament, they bring together 55 African parliaments together. So I hold that position there. Mina being also a former national women's leader of the Sierra Leone People's Party. I don't hold boku position then at the country and out of the country. Currently, Mina the president of the Women's Shadow Parliament, and also Mina associate lecturer na the Department of Agricultural Extension and Rural Sociology na Jala University.
Thank you. So as you see the post where we get for talk today, we're not able to forget a better choice than this for talk about women and politics in Sierra Leone. So Dr. Lahai, one of the first questions where I want to ask you now that what do you make you feel to say women therefore participate in politics?
Well, for many reasons and for many good reasons. Women and men then different. God make them different. And then the society where them born we inside, then self deliberately try for men we different ways them. God make we different in the sense that woman then now we they take belly, now we they born picking them, now we they suckle picking them, and especially that small age, they then begin to go school, or even when they continue for go school, now we they look after them. Mostly within a house, even though now boku woman then they na offices then way also because they don't learn book, they don't learn profession and trade, and they na offices then. So from the day where they born we different biologically, but sociologically also the society they try for say this work today for woman, this work for woman. So as we they grow up, you know, we get with experiences then, we get with needs, we get with perspective in life. So all that perspective also is very important when it comes to woman working with the do in the country, in the family, but also when it comes to politics, it's different.
So and before you proceed, Auntie Bani, I want to follow you also talk. If you feel to say the gender, be you a male or a female, if you get an important role for play in politics, and talk specifically how that they affect your gender.
Yes, so now that's at the camp too. So because them bring we up in a way where society they expect we for behave differently, even the rewards and the privileges there where we get in our society don't make a difference in the sense that most of the things the woman they do, it not get much reward, it not get high profile, compared to most of the things the way the society don't say na man they do. So most of the time then a man then put before we, and because now the man then also they determine waiting at the rewards and privileges where man and woman forget. That don't really bring a lot of differences in the way woman and man then they look at we in politics, and how we say they look we say. And that we they call gender. Gender na in a day way society don't bring we up, it don't groom we up in terms of waiting you for do as a woman, waiting you not for do, waiting a man for do, and waiting a man not for do, which occupation we demand them for go inside, which occupation the way woman them for go inside, and waiting at the privileges there and the respect and the power. So all that they affect in politics. Make I now tell you something, how the gender they affect in politics. You see, politics now about power. Power now about a struggle for a very scarce resource. Power now one of the resources we're very scarce. In Oboku, because for example, if you take Sierra Leone, now one person they be president, now one person they be vice president, and that, but we win at 7.something million in the country. So you go see, say, you know, there's a big power struggle between men and women there, just for that one position there of president or vice president. And whether not a woman they get that or a man they get that, it gets a lot for do with the gender, in the sense that when you know before woman then a house and they look after picking them, and then they do agriculture around the homestead, while the man then they go out, you know, and fight for war and make sure say the family is safe. That also don't give man and woman different roles and responsibilities in the position, to the extent that, you know, the man they look upon himself as the protector of the family, including the woman. So if not the protector, he also the feel say now for take decision there, now in decision now for stand. And then we come to the issue of marriage. Then when marriage come, man now they go look for woman, he put collar for her. And when you put collar for her, it turn like say, even though not to now it change, like say, you know, it don't buy you for listen to them, you for obey them, you not for talk down on them, you for respect them and all those things. Whereas the man in there for protect the family. And first thing, the man they say none of the breadwinner. Now they go out and fetch and bring food in the house and resources, even though all that they change now, because we also don't see a lot of women there. So this they affect the politics, in the sense that, for example, if you're not a woman, you don't begin the born picking them, you go inside politics. The question is, would they look after you picking them? You know, the man they go inside politics, nobody know they worry, because they know say you get one or two women there, where they go look after the picking them, and the picking them go in a house 24 hours for look after the picking. So the man in can go. But when you the woman you want for go inside politics, now that question they ask, would they look after the picking them? Because from morning to night, most times, even when you they work, when you come up from work, you can. Now you then at the house most of the time. Now you they see for the picking them and all them things and so that now one way don't affect women there. Then we roll in the house, don't also affect we roll in the public sphere, because they expect you for staying at the house and look after the picking them. Another way politics the gender they affect politics is that because for most of the time, even before now man them in there inside politics, because they say, oh, now if decision making, the man now then get now then sabi book, now then be go school, woman then until very recently, maybe in the last 50 years or so, woman then not be they put them at school, now the man then they put in at school. So the man they don't learn all the trade, they don't go inside politics, they know all the rudiments of politics. Woman then, if they be in there inside politics, most of them are for clap for the man then for where I shall be, until we begin to see women there like the late Madam Ella Kobolo Gurama there and Nancy Steele them where them begin come inside politics and tell we say politics not only for man and for woman, but the experience also, because we're not being able to woman there inside politics, man then take her as their own sphere, and then they make the rules, and even the unwritten rules, and they will go in rules, we get written rules and unwritten rules. Yeah. And the unwritten rules can be very powerful, you know the right answer side, but nothing the way you get for land, if person want to land you or you self stumble across them accidentally. So then they affect we in politics. Then because man then most of the time, because dem sabi book, dem get a lot of employment opportunities. So when it comes to politics, especially nowadays politics is highly monetized. You wey you no get money or you no get assets wey you go transform am into money, for go inside politics now na a very difficult thing, because money no dey vote, but money na im dey win elections, because every move you make these days na money. And when woman there, first of all, you no get woman wey dem dey work, wey dem economically employed. Even the one they say wey you see say then they turn market, you know, now the informal sector then they na small money then get, the market no better. And when they get their money then the first thing then they remember now they picking them food, health, clothes na the house. Whereas when man gets money, now them big things they remember, you know, I want for go inside politics, I want for buy big car, I want for build big house, you know, and all of those things. So money also don't they affect the number of women the way they go inside politics, because money is everything in politics. Every move you make now money.
Okay, so Auntie Bani, you na a seasoned politician, and I know say you don't in a Saloon Parliament, you don't even in the Pan-African Parliament, and I know say you don't go safe na the ECOWAS Parliament as well. So I just want to let you share your experience, you know, how you begin, say you reach the level there, so that other women the way they under, you're able to learn from your experience and use them.
Yeah, Nene, you see, me not be ever think say I could go into politics. I go school, I be know who say I be one for go. I be one for go and learn and get the highest academic qualification. So that either I teach or I go into agriculture. My professional background in agriculture. I get my PhD in agricultural extension and rural development. So you know, say that one day in politics, they not be together. I'm not to political science, I not do nothing like that. So me not be ever think say I will go inside politics. But one thing no more, me woman business, you know, it be very strong. I not let anybody for take advantage on women. Because I grew up in a rural house, a family, na a village, who say I see a lot of disadvantage where they take on women there, especially when it comes to marriage and property. We can sit down here then quote marriage and where then they talk case between man and woman. Hey, you sit down yonder, you not talk. How this? If you want for put arguments, then all they both by you, then put you down, then demoralize you. At the end of the day, they say you for go beg you man. In fact, woman not they ever wrong. Right per man, you know, even if the man they say when I go na the room now, the man ain't go beg you, but na though na the woman always wrong. So I grow up in that situation where I begin to really hate, you know, the disadvantage where them they take per woman. And when it comes to property, once a woman don't marry, in brother then where their papa them born, they're not agree give them the proceeds from the property. If you not get cacao coffee, they say you go to human. Now there you go farm. Now the human in property, cacao and coffee, but yet you know now the power bond. Of course, the chieftaincy issue is so worse, especially in the north and parts of the east, Kailan and Kono, where they're not a griller woman, then become paramount chiefs, even when you papa na paramount chief. So all them things then they are not being let up. So me, I've been the fight for woman, but not to be for go politics. But again, you know, that thing they make thing happen. We don't come up from war, women they suffer, and then we there on post-conflict reconstruction. Even for finally boku woman, the educated woman, they sit down at the House of Parliament day for let them also make sure say the laws the way they make, the policies the way they make, it also not they discriminate against women. So now that make 50-50 being say we need more women in politics. So me not be member of the 50-50, but not to be for go politics, but we be for train and advocate for gender equality and parity. Anyway, they then convince me I go into politics, you know, I not be ever be political. People that not be know me as politician, they knew me as academician. But as God will have it, I go in 2002. I not been planning. Within 6 months, you know, this thing done for me. Then God directs me, you know, I win the election. So from 2002 up to 2017, I fed 3 elections. I win all the elections. I did a parliament. I hold boku positions, and I chair the committee on education, the committee on agriculture. Me I been the project coordinator for the Women Parliamentary Caucus. But even when I represent Sierra Leone outside of the country, you know, it been very good because I always been there out there volunteering for do things, putting Sierra Leone on the map, trying for see how I go bring new things inside. So now that even make when I go to the Pan-African Parliament, the first committee I go, now a very difficult committee. The Committee on Transport, Industry, Communication, Energy, Science and Technology. All the infrastructural committees are put inside one, For the first time, a woman become the Secretary General of that committee. Then, as God will have it, the President and the Vice President of the committee, they all go lost the elections by the country, so they not carry again. So automatically, by default, I've become a Vice President of that committee. Then when the elections they come, the way where I've been handled the committee, they say, Bernardete, you just be the president. So I be around it. I do it for 3 years, good one. I really make the committee become active. We get Baku program then. So that been give me the mind now for say, okay, if I don't manage this difficult committee for 3 years and we don't really turn around, we get Baku programs there now, then make I go for the highest position in the Pan-African Parliament. So I go in for the vice president position. I win. Me I be the first West African woman ever to become vice president. Me I the first Sierra Leonean. All the MPs since 2004 when the Pan-African Parliament come into being. Now me I the first woman, the first MP will go in for a position like that where I win. So and it give me a lot of experiences because there also is politics. It give me a lot of experiences. It make us sit down with a lot of people, the heads of state, because we been they attend the African Heads of State Summit every January and every June. Because the Pan-African Parliament is one of the organs of the African Union. So we therefore go there, sit there, we give you your report annually, in their meetings and they. So it make I learn a lot of other things also. But we get a lot of discussions there also with the whole meetings in Africa, in Europe, in America, and all those things. And I've been belong to a lot of international organizations that we related to Parliament. So all of these experiences a day. So we hope that as we go towards the election in 2023, I go able to share some of this experience. But because I be hold a very senior position at the party as the national women's leader of the Sierra Leone People's Party, I sit down at the Executive Council, I sit down at the Secretariat, my office being there, I do a lot of programs for women on behalf of women, raise funds for them, we campaign for them, we advocate to the party for let them make sure see them give space for women then and all those things. So all their experiences and then our experiences we will share with other women, especially the one that we want for going to politics.
I want to ask you about the electoral system in Sierra Leone. Because I remember the first thing when you go na parliament, na be the PR system.
Yeah.
And towards you last term na office, na be a different electoral system.
Yeah.
How you feel to say then two systems then they work for women?
Well, you say when you look at the literature, a lot of people then they say the PR system, the proportional representation, is very good, not only for women, but for minority parties, minority ethnic groups, because now a list you they make, and you can deliberately bring in criteria where you go say, okay, we want women then, we want the youth, we want the disabled, we want the small minority parties, minority ethnic group, because every party they bring in their own list. So you can say, okay, we give a quota to the youth, we give a quota to the women, we give a quota to the disabled. We go bring in, not only the main ethnic groups. Then, for example, in the SF people, we go bring in the Mendes, but we'll go also bring them small minority tribes. The Connors, the Kisses, the Vais, the Yalonkas, the Cream, by on that list. So you can also do what we call purposive selection. So in that case, what the PR system does is that it gives a reflection of the characteristics of the bigger society. Because if the bigger society is made up of men and women, of youth, and all those things, when you selectively and purposefully go in and say, we bring her, then you change the face of governance. Because now you go see say every facet of the society is reflected in that governance. Now that the PR system is good for. Whereas in the first past the post system, that is the one where we practice now from 2007 to date, where if somebody beats you even by one vote, he win you. Somebody can win by 40%, but then a 60% of the, because now una 4-5 dey team up, sometimes you get 40%, but you win because una get 35, the other one get 10, the other one get 15. But when you put together the one dem wey dey not vote for am, e many, e boku pass the one dem wey dem vote for am. So e no dey also reflect the wishes of the society, and it dey make sure say sometimes, like in the south and the east, when we do the first past the post, you know, the chances are most of the MPs, you know, will be from the Mende speaking ethnic group. If they are coming from Kono, you know, maybe Kono. So even now under this system, you see, say for example in Kono, now all Kono speaking people there, and maybe, you know, Kono join a little bit with Kisi boundary. Maybe some people they don't migrate from the Kisi land, they don't can stay in a Kono, so they are Kono Kisi. You could see them there. But then if otherwise, you know, if you come to Kailan, you come to Kailan, maybe a little bit of Kisi, but Kailan is predominant also, predominant, but people they speak Mende. Of course, when you come to Keneman and Mende, when you come to Bo, it's Mende. Moyamba, a bit of Mende, and a little patch of Shabro. You know, when you go to Bond, you know, na Mende, even though they know they even some they speak Shabro. And then you go to Pujon, you know, it's Mende also, even though you get Vi, you get cream. So what thing down there they do is that with the first past the post, you they get that polarization. Then when you go to the north, you know, most of the north, you get Timini, don't overtake most of the north. You get even somebody now, they say some people they don't come out from local to Timini, to Limba to Timini and all of those things. So what you will see is like a polarization of a few dominant ethnic group, you know, and then a few dominant in terms of sex, because since the first past the post, you know, you get more man than and woman than in the parliament. And now again, because we now get a huge population, a youth population, it's possible that if the party is youth friendly, you go get more maybe youthful people than in the parliament than maybe an elderly people in the parliament. So it not they make for inclusivity, you know, they make for heterogeneity, you know, in the governance of our state, you know. It's skewed towards men, it's skewed towards women, towards the maybe one or two major ethnic groups in the country, which is not good. So now that people then they prefer, say, the PR system, you can bring in any type of people there. You could in other countries, and there is a slot for professional, for university. They bring in university people. They bring in people in the business, the entrepreneurs, you know, so that you have all manners of people. They even bring in people in the legal profession. Maybe you say, okay, we'll go give one slot to a professor, one slot to a lawyer, one slot to the business community. So you can maneuver that PR list, you know, so that it reflects the reality of the population spread in the country. So for me, I always say the PR is the best. But also, then get your arguments, say, oh, when you put people on the list, you know, they're not the sabi the constituency. But it's different. You can get a variant of the PR system. In 2002, before then they put you on that list, you dey go na your constituency, una dey go campaign, una campaign to una people there. Then una face the electoral college. When the electoral college don't select you now, then you go on the list. Of course, the number now where you dey on that list, they also depend on a lot. Your seniority na the party, if you na man, if you hold party position, if you don't be big people, then variables and then go take for a look. But at the end of the day, when you don't win, yes, you na a global, you na a national MP. But from 2002, when they elect me, all my attention have been in the constituency where we go face the electoral college. That was Kenema East, then Lower Bambara. It was the one chief of constituency. Not to say I not go to small bowl for go do work though. If the MP na small bowl want to go there, we go help her. If the MP na normal want to go there. But me people they not they ever come out to me, then go to MP na blama. Hey, we can't to you MP, we school not they run or this. No, they come to me. So I can always say no. When a perception of the PR system is wrong. because it not to be just ordinary PR. You go to the constituencies, you go, you fet, then them vote for you, then put you on the list. When you become an MP, it's that constituency still you focus on, even though you know you're not a member of parliament for Sierra Leone, but you still have the responsibility to a constituency who say you come out.
Okay. So Auntie Bani, you know, as I talk to you, I know why may you stop. I just want to let you go on and on and on. But I know you for being a vibrant woman. I know you as somebody who are very good with public speaking and able to articulate the issues then very well. I just want to let you talk to woman them who want for going to politics. What it mean for engage a public space? Because not of all you just say I want to be parliamentarian, I want to be a minister, I want to be this, but then you know they engage the space the way you get at you know, at your advantage. So I just want to let you, you know, as we summarize, let you tell woman them where they under. What it mean where you don't get this leadership and how you for engage in public spaces.
Yes, for every profession, everybody gets an agenda why you do go into anything, any profession. When you want for go into politics, you dey go there for serve the people. For make sure say you know them very well, their needs, you talk for them, you lobby for them, you advocate for them. So you dey occupy that constitutional space na parliament. Of course, we get we work for do. But it's a big space. The demands that are there. The demand and they there. But again, that platform where you get now a legitimate platform. Now a platform where the constitution don't create. You get from go out there and make a difference. And there are many ways they go there for make a difference. You know they go to parliament because you're a parliamentarian and sit down. You go there for a purpose. You are representing a constituency. For example, for me, any woman will go to parliament. They represent two constituencies. In your constituency, who side they vote for? But you they represent an even bigger constituency. You they represent the whole of the women in Sierra Leone, both women and girls. And in fact, you also they represent the children because now we born picking there. So that is a big space. So you get for also when you go to parliament, you get for determine waiting them for know you for. Therefore know you for something. Which subject matter? What thing you go make now? You what thing you go make you home now? You what thing you go make as your business? And for me, when me go to parliament, I make woman business my business. Any bill where they come, I they look at it. Waiting they inside that bill for woman. If I see say committees the way that they set woman not the day, we go must make sure say we move motion for put woman in that committee. So women and children and girls education not being me business. Of course, because I come up from agricultural background, I also make sure say agriculture na me business. Anything we can parliament where agriculture related, I go research, I go find out. So you get for carve a niche for yourself. You got for create your own space. You say now this me go be interested in, not of course you're not interested in everything, but I go try for get more knowledge in this area. Any side where anything like this happen when I get for do with women and children and agriculture, I go make them a business. So that means you get for be up to date with the issues in that sector. What are the latest issues in the agriculture sector? That means you and the agriculture ministries then una get for be party. What are the issues on women? You and gender ministry or social welfare una get for be party because now then they handle women and children. You know, they got child education. You and the Ministry of Education una get for also be party so that you know exactly what is happening. That means you have to be on top of your subject matter. So they know you for it. They know you for that. So that even when debates they come, when they open your mouth, they know say you go must talk about women. You go must talk about agriculture. You go must talk about gender equality. Now then things then you get for carve this out for. Not only inside the parliament, but even outside of parliament. But I don't see say a lot of women there, once they go to parliament, they sit down. You know, now you go make yourself relevant, now you go make yourself irrelevant. How have you make myself relevant? Not only in Sierra Leone, but outside, but even within outside of parliament, you know. One, when they invite you to programs, then they send you the topic. Do ya for God's sake, do your Google search. Read the internet, search the internet. Try for take jottings. on those things so una dey go discuss. What is your own idea about the things? Wetin are your own knowledge? Because when you go out there, you know they go sit down no more. Una sit down lunch there, you grab, you dress, fine one, you go eat. Then when time come for let them give per diem, now you then they give preference to. But you sit down there for 2 days, you not talk nothing. Even the woman wey come on at the village he come. Now create it talk, but it get issues. It get knowledge on those issues. So when you do that, you dey shrink your space. Then number 2, every invitation, whether you dey go or you not dey go there because you not get time, you for respond to this invitation. Me, if I know say I not dey go invitation because it don't clash with other one, I dey call the organization. Hey, I don't get this invitation, no, but do ya it don't coincide? Do ya I been for left for go? Do ya where when I done the report, I go get a copy of the report. After the program don't pass, call them back again. Hello, I wanna do. I've been the program. I hope say the program be fine. I really miss. I wish I for go there, because when I been there at the Pan African Parliament, I dey travel a lot. By the time I dey come, I don't meet volumes of letters of programs that they don't invite me. Where I'm not able to go. I dey open all those letters. I call them one by one. I'm sorry I not been there. Now that make una not be see me pan the program. But how the program and all of those things. The one self where I dey, but I'm not going able to do it for the whole day. Yeah. I go make sure say if na 3 hours I go there. I read around the topic. I go that 3 hours day. I go make a difference. We are like actors or actresses on the stage. Even if you spend 1 minute at the stage or 1 hour at the stage, when you left the stage, what can people remember you for? So even if not 2 hours I dey go for, I dey go there, but I make my presence felt by my submission and my contribution. Then I go now take permission. Say, until when I send me to parliament, do you make a wrong go parliament? But because this meeting or this conference is so important to me, I decide say even if not 1 or 2 hours, then fine. Then the other things that money, business, as a politician, they put money business before. Money will come later on, yeah? But I don't see most people then, if you invite them for a program, if petrol not there, per diem no dey, they no dey go. Me, even when before the COVID, or the Ebola, they go international conferences. As long as you pay me tickets, as long as you don't provide me lodging, I dey go. Because when I go, the programs, then they prepare a lot of background information. Then give we boku CDs where every program they did. This na thing where they don't spend money, they don't do research, and then they can't give you free. But you the user now, you they also come back, you are armed with the resources, yeah. But some people they will be they go that 10, they will not get these CDs there. Then give you books and they say this now what is it? Luggage, excess luggage. Then they left at the hotel. Me, I'd rather I bring everything, I pay for the excess, because book inside them books then are information there. So that when now they ask me now for them programs, then I read, I go. Then when I do well, you wonder who's like this woman they pull all this knowledge. But but good people then put money before thing. If the per diem, if they not give per diem, they know they go. And sometimes even when they go, they quarrel with the organizers for money. No, I don't. Most programs and where I've been there attend now. As I don't know more I go. Sometimes after 2-3 days I go sit down at my office, then come knock door for me. Hello, yeah, honorable, we come out from that organization. You remember you've been go there for 2 hours, that brilliant presentation. And small petrol been there. So then say make I bring the own petrol and the voucher, assign, I shop, I not ask person for fuel, I not stay there and begin to argue on it. So there are do's and don'ts. But what is even more important is excuses. Try for always do, even when you have a job. Now begin to give excuse. I'm not able to do it yesterday because of this and that. Go all out and do the work where you do. Then you give excuse later on. They say obey and complain later. Otherwise, you become irrelevant. When every day you're not able to do this, So there are a lot of do's and don'ts where if you're not aspirant, you for do or you not for do. When you don't flex, you don't go inside parliament, There are a whole lot of things that you go do, we're gonna make you relevant. There are a whole lot of things that where you not go do or you're not supposed to do. When you do that, you become irrelevant.
Thank you so much, Auntie Bani. Like I said before, when you talk with Auntie Bani, want to stop because it's full of so much knowledge and information. And Auntie Bani don't talk to we today, don't tell we what it mean for going into politics, he don't share experience, he don't tell we how the electoral systems and they work. He also don't explain to what it mean as a politician for engage public spaces. So I want to say thank you very much, Auntie Bani, and I always like you for grace me stage. So feel free anytime for call upon me for do more and more interviews. We want to say thank you, and viewers, if this is your first time tuning in to Chat with Nene Alice, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to send in your comments. And I wish you all a very pleasant day. Thank you.